guys, it's Shell with Creative Shell by our Little Acres Creations, and today I'm going to make a tag that you can put on like a little package of candy or something for Halloween. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my new stamp set, Spooky, and just a few of the items in here. I'm going to use the little tombstone, the little raven, the crescent moon, and the bat. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I may use some of the other ones, but that's what I'm aiming for. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, what I did is I cut 2 white pieces, and this is the one we're going to work on. This one is 4 1/4 by 3, and then I have the middle one, which will go on the black, is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4, and then the black as the base is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So I'm going to use those 3, and we're going to work on this one. But I'm going to go ahead and cut it into a tag shape. So just go ahead and cut that corner off, flip it, and then you'll have a perfect little tag. If I can line it up right. Okay, and then we'll come back later after we're done working on this. We're going to do some ink blending. And after I'm done working on this, then we'll come back and trim the rest of those. Okay, so I'm just using these 3 different colors. And I want a really dark background. So I'm just going to use my ink blender. And this, again, is one that we sell. My husband makes these and sells them at littleacrescreations.com. So the first one I'm using, the Distress ink, is Shaded Lilac. When you're doing your blending, you just want to kind of blend it in together. See how I have these little marks from my ink dauber? The more ink you add, the more it'll smooth out. So I'm just going to grab this little piece of paper and just kind of smooth that out just a little bit, add a little bit more ink. Okay, now this is just, again, this is just the first part of it. It'll blend out as I work. Okay, so now I'm going to go to our little stamps over here, and we're going to do some embossing. So I'm going to grab some Versamark, and I'm going to take the little tombstone, and this is a little tiny tombstone. It's only about 1 inch tall. So I have a little bit of paper left over, and we're going to emboss this. So I'm just going to use the tombstone, use my Versamark, put it on the black, and you can kind of see where that is. And I'm just going to emboss that using some silver embossing powder. Go ahead and emboss the saying "Rest in Peace," because it is a Halloween and I really wanted just a little fun little saying there. So I'm going to go back to my Versamark and put our little "Rest in Peace" right in the center. And then for this one, I'm just going to use some white embossing powder. And I have some zing here that I'm going to use. So this is a good place that our little tweezers will come in handy. I don't know where that little piece comes from. So actually I'll just put it inside real quick. And then I'm going to heat emboss that. And there's our little tombstone. Let that cool for just a minute. Okay, so this will be in the front part of our little tag. I ended up letting this dry, just air dry, for about an hour. So I'm taking Raven from the stamp set, and I'm just going to kind of position it just above, like it's resting on the tombstone. So again, I'm just going to use, this time I'm going to use VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I want this. And then he's going just above it, kind of sitting just above the little tombstone. And doesn't he turn out so cute? Okay, since I am using VersaFine Onyx Black, it takes a while for it to dry. So while that's still wet, I'm just going to put on some of the black embossing powder. Okay, I'm just going to use a little paintbrush just to clean up around the edges. Put my lid on or else I'll spill it. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss him. Isn't that pretty? Can you see the shine? There it is, right there. Okay, and then the little tombstone is going to go right under him. And it did kind of warp it, but that's okay because we're really going to tape it down really well. Okay, and then I have a little crescent moon that I'm also going to heat emboss. Just like a haunted night. Okay, so I'm going to my black soot and I'm just going to really ink up my dauber, and I'm just going to go all the way around the edges. This makes the night look a little bit darker and it kind of frames out your piece, and I just love this. I think that just kind of finishes it out for you. Use this so I don't get it all over my fingers or fingerprints all over my... just a little bit down here. I'm kind of going to take my little rest in peace and just kind of figure out where I'm going to put him. And I want to have like something for him to sit on. I don't want him to feel like he's floating in thin air. So I'm going to just make a little base for him to sit on. Okay, and that way it looks like he's supposed to be there and he's sitting on ground, you know. Do that just a little bit more across. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to take some little pop-up dots, and I have some black ones, and I'm just going to pop our little rest in peace up. Just put him right there. Isn't that coming together so cute? I just love this little, I love the stamp set. You can make anything that your imagination could come up with. Okay, so to finish it off, I'm going to put a little sentiment right here. And I'm going to go back to the stamp set. And I'm going to put, I think I'm just going to put Happy Halloween. Okay, so now I'm just going to go to my little scratch sheet of paper. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to emboss this. I'm just going to put a little bit of cornstarch just so I get a good embossing. Okay, and I'm just going to emboss this with some silver embossing powder. The same silver that I used on the tombstone. Okay, and I'm going to put that on, and that will complete the top of our tag. Let me straighten that up just a touch. Okay, and we're going to pop that up. Okay. Okay, and this part of our tag is done, so now we're just going to put it together. And I'm going to use some double stick tape because I do have some warpage, and I find that that is the best as far as kind of straightening out the warping. This would be really cute to tie it on a package of cookies or something for someone you want to give a gift to. Okay, so let's finish it up. I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole. And I'm just going to put a little bit of orange, a little bit of white on the top, just to kind of bring in that other Halloween color. If I had black ribbon or orange ribbon, I would have used that, but I don't. So I'm just going to go ahead and use what I have. And if you saw my ribbon supply, you'd be really amazed that I don't have orange ribbon or black ribbon, which is really odd. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw those colors on there. You could certainly leave out the orange if you wanted to. I just like the orange and the black for Halloween. You know, I'm a Halloween girl. And then if you wanted to, you could go ahead and trim the one like that, and then leave these and wrap around your package. I'm going to go ahead and trim them all. But if you wanted to do that, you could certainly do that, attach it to your package, and you'd have a really cute Halloween gift for someone. So again, the spooky set is available on littleacrescreations.com, and come join us at Little Acres Creations on Facebook. We'd love to see what you're doing, and we always have a monthly challenge. So thank you guys so much for watching, and you guys have a great day.